Hey everybody, it's Jessica from Stitchhouse, and today I'm going to show you something really cool for entry-level embroiderers from Brother. A lot of times we talk about machines that are really advanced and high level, so I wanted to show you my favorite just getting into it machine for embroidery. It may be something a little different than we've typically done, but I think that you guys will really like it. I often get the question from people, I'm looking to get into embroidery, where should I start? And the internet is a crazy place with lots of options, and it's really confusing for a lot of people to figure out what machine is right for them. So I'm going to show you what I typically show people when they come in the store. So let me flip the camera this way. So this is the Brother NQ1600E embroidery only machine from, like I said, from Brother. And something I like to educate people on is the difference between the Brother machines that you see on the internet versus the ones that you would see in a store like ours. So first things first, something to know about Brother is that although Brother is one brand, they have many different, what I like to call brands within their product line. So all of the machines, the majority of the machines that we carry in the store is going to be a Novus series product. A Novus represents their top quality. It also comes with their best warranty. So a machine like this has a 2-year parts and labor warranty. And I think that's really important when you're first getting started with an embroidery machine, because mistakes happen and things can go wrong. That's just a fine-tuned machine for you, but these machines carry a 2-year parts and labor warranty, so it's a really great thing when you're first getting started. The other thing to know about a Novus series products is that they are manufactured to not be sold to the masses like on Amazon or Costco, places like that. So you'll see a Novus series products in dealerships. The other thing about a Novus series products is a Novus just means that it's part of a whole group. So you could have a luminaire, the top end, that's in a Novus series product, or you could have a machine like this, the 1600E. I love this machine for many reasons. One, it's got a great hoop size to it. So I'll flip over just a little bit. When you're first getting ready to purchase an embroidery machine, I think something that's really important is to pick the proper hoop size. The hoop on this machine is 6 by 10. So oftentimes when we're first starting out, we think, a 5 by 7 will do enough, or a 4 by 4, but typically that's not the case. You're going to need a lot of space depending on what you want to embroider. The thing I like about this, and I'll show you in just a second, is no matter what I'm embroidering, I can flip my design either going horizontally, or I can flip it vertically and get a nice long name going across this 10-inch space. So I love this 6 by 10 hoop. You can also put smaller hoops on this machine, like a 5 by 7 hoop or a 4 by 4, but this is the largest size that it does come with. When you're purchasing an embroidery machine, your main thing you're going to be looking at is your hoop size. So you can't go out and buy like, a 10-inch hoop, 15-inch hoop going this way. It won't fit on the machine, and you don't have the space to use that. So when you buy a machine, you have to look at the size embroidery hoop that you are getting, the largest size, and then that will be the maximum hoop size you'll ever be able to do on that machine. The other thing I like about the hoop on this machine is that it slides on and off. So if you look at this lever right here, it moves up and down, and I really, really like that because my hoop, as you see, it just slides on, and then I pop that lever down. That also is a huge deal to me. Previous models under the 1600E have like a hoop that you have to kind of press on, and it's got 2 little clamps. That is kind of annoying to me. So I'm a little spoiled. I really love this slide on hoop, and there's some other really great things that we'll talk about in just a second too. But the 1600E from Brother is a great, I want to call it entry level, but it's not really entry level. A lot of people consider like a 4 by 4 or 5 by 7 entry level. This is what I think is the best thing to get started with if you're interested in embroidery. And I have lots of experience with embroidery machines, and I really think that over time, a lot of people start really small and then they're annoyed within, a month or so. They're like, I've been trying to do 5 by 7 designs and I can't do it. Or I've been trying to do, I love this big monogram, but it doesn't fit in my hoop. So sometimes people just shortchange themselves. So start a little bit larger than you think that you'll use, and then grow into the machine. I love the 1600E for many other reasons though. So if you look at the machine itself, you can maybe kind of see 3 buttons here. I love that the presser foot goes up and down with the push of a button. I also love, we'll go ahead and let it turn on and initiate so you can kind of see how the buttons work. And it wants me to move the hoop when it turns on. So I love that the presser foot moves up and down. I also love that it cuts my jump stitches. So if you're getting into embroidery, think about when you do a design and it's got all these little like letters or little things that are moving from. Typically what you have to do is go through and cut all those little stitches out. This machine has a button that, or has a feature that cuts the jump stitches for you. It also has needle up down, and it's got a really nice needle threader on it too. So I often see a lot of people trying to thread the needle, but this needle threader is really great. It's a really quick one step, pop it down, and it does its thing, and you're threaded. So I love that feature as well. But that's on a lot of machines. Let's talk about like what I really think makes this machine different. So you're probably, I hope this is not flipped. Maybe I can turn it around for you guys so it's not backwards. Let's see. There we go. Now you're not looking at me backwards. Okay, so the number one thing to look for on an embroidery machine, as I said, was hoop size. The number 2 thing is you want a nice color screen where you can see your designs, and you want to be able to edit your designs on the screen. So if you buy an embroidery machine that doesn't have a color screen, and let's just pick a design with lots of colors in it. Let's pick something like this. So say we pick this design, and I click set and I click edit end and I go to embroidery. You can see all of my colors here on the screen. This shows you your overall design, and it also shows you the color that's coming up. So if you don't have a color screen, it's really hard to kind of determine, you know, what is 507 embroidery, or it may just say green. You can, you know, change it so it doesn't say a color number and it says a color name, but you don't know what those green blobs are there. So it's really important to find a machine that allows you to see the colors on the screen, especially with embroidery. Sewing, it's not as important to have a color screen, but embroidery, I think it's a deal breaker if you don't have a color screen. The other thing I think is a deal breaker, and we'll go back home, is not being able to edit on the screen. So let me show you what I mean when I say that. So previous models only allow you to pick one thing at a time. And so say I were to pick this butterfly, you could pick one thing at a time and then embroider it. And that kind of gets annoying too, because a lot of times you don't want to just embroider one thing. So on the 1600E, you have color on-screen editing, which I also love. So say we take this butterfly, for example, the big button that we're looking for on an embroidery machine is add. Add is really, really nice, because now what you can do is you can come back to your home screen, and I can pick a font, for example, and maybe I want to say, type my name. So I'm just going to go through here and find the letters. So there's built-in fonts and things like that. Oops, I don't know how to spell my own name. It's been a long day. Okay, let's see. C-A. Okay, so then I click set, and now if you see, my name is highlighted in red. You can barely see it, but kind of understand what I'm saying. My name is highlighted in red, and then the butterfly was not highlighted, but all I have to do is tap and touch to create my design. So if I picked originally when I put my name on that I wanted it to be in medium-sized letters, but now that I'm seeing it next to the butterfly, maybe I want to size that up. So I press my size button, and I can easily size up. Now you can really see Jessica on there. I can do lots of other cool things too. Maybe I want to arc my name over the butterfly and really kind of create a really cool looking design. And all I have to do is tap and drag. So if I wanted to maybe bring the name underneath and see what that looks like, maybe I want to arc it this way. Bring my butterfly up. Okay. I can also rotate and all different types of things on here. Maybe I wanted to rotate this butterfly 90 degrees this way for some reason. I could. So I have lots of options on my edit screen here, and I think that's really nice. I also like to click my hoop here. This is my 6x10 hoop, so I can see my overall design here on the machine. So if you don't have an edit feature on an embroidery machine, you're limited to stitching out one thing at a time. edit on the embroidery machine makes it really nice. I don't have to bring things back and forth from software, and I really, really enjoy that. So I think it's another non-negotiable for me to have an edit button, add button on my embroidery machine. So once you go to edit end, now we can find out where we are in the design. So if I flip this over just to see on the machine, let me see if I can get both in at the same time here. Okay, so now for placement, as far as placement goes, what I'm going to do is I can tap this button and I can see where the bottom of my design is. You might barely be able to see a little green crosshair that went down to the bottom, kind of in the middle of that S. I can see where the top of my design is, and you see how my embroidery hoop moves to find that. I can see where the middle of my design is, over to the right. So this helps me with placement. I think it's a really cool feature because placement is huge with embroidery. If you're going to do a towel, you definitely want to make sure it's in the right place. And then when I go to embroidery, I click this button here, and it shows me my total stitch count. So this is 8,800 stitches. It shows me how long it should take to stitch out. Again, I call this, or not again, I haven't told you guys this yet, but I call this football time. So 15 minutes is not how long it will take you to embroider this. That's how long the machine will take to stitch it. You'll have to change colors in between, but I'll show you how that works. And then you have 6 different color changes on here. So here's a great example. So my first color is purple. And maybe I don't want a purple butterfly. Maybe I want, what color do we have in here? A blue butterfly. So instead of doing purple, I decide when I see this part, the background of my butterfly, I'm going to use blue instead. That's totally fine. The machine does not care what you use. It's up to your creativity how you make this butterfly look, but I really, really like, again, being able to see my colors on the screen. I think that's a huge deal. So now all I have to do to get ready for embroidery, and trust me, it's really this easy, is put my presser foot down, which is just the tap of a button. Love that. Otherwise, if you don't have that button, you have to reach behind here and lift the presser foot up and down manually. So having it up front is really nice. And then I get a green light here and I just press go. And let's hope there's a bobbin in there, and I don't think there is. But you guys understand what I am talking about when I say that I think it's really important to have these features. The other really cool thing about this machine too, and I'll flip this around one more time, is that it has a USB port on the side. So a lot of times people, hi Marilee and hi Stephanie, a lot of times people tell me, well, I don't want the embroidery designs built into the machine. I want to buy designs on Etsy, or I need a good design, or wherever I'm looking for embroidery designs, and then stitch them out. How do I do that? So we teach you all about that kind of stuff in class, and when you first purchase the machine from us, you get free lessons. But buying designs online is really simple. It's totally different than it used to be when I first started using embroidery machines. We had cards back then, and I think I had a Susie Duck birthday party for like 2 years in a row because that was the embroidery card that my mom had at the time. But we used to use cards. Now there's designs all over the internet, and I think it's really cool because it totally empowers embroiderers to be really creative. All you have to do is put that design onto a USB stick, and then it will go straight into this machine. So it's really simple, and I hope to show you guys more things like this. Again, this is the Brother 1600E, and I'll flip this back around to show you. The 1600E, a Novus series, and it's a great 6x10 machine. It's really great for beginners. Like I said, a lot of times beginners come in and they want like a 4x4 hoop or a 5x7. I just think that's a little too small to get started, and I know the girls always end up regretting buying like a 4x4 hoop. So if I can give you one piece of advice, it's to go a little bit larger than you originally expect, and to buy something that you can grow into. And I really think that the Brother 1600E offers all of that. So if you guys have any questions about this machine, please let me know. I'd love to help you. I'm hoping to do more videos where I show you different products that we have in the store, not just our top of the line products, and show you different cool things about embroidery and sewing and crafting in general. So see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.